Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, December 3rd. So we have our second full day of the moon being in Aries energy, a fire sign energy for us to really kind of get riled up and excited about, I would say. We have the fire on fire action, of course, with the sun being in Sag, the moon being in Aries. It is definitely adding a little bit of spark, a little bit of fire to our inner realm, to our outer realm as well. Today, we also have Neptune going direct after a 5.5-month journey in the underworld, if you will. Take a listen to not only December's energy forecast, if you haven't already, not only your zodiac forecast, to understand where Neptune is going to be impacting your life, but also take a listen to the astro forecast that I put out for Neptune going direct. So we have 9 different aspects here today, and 6 of them involve the moon. The moon is going to be interacting very early on with Uranus in a little bit of a tension point. Now, Uranus is the great awakener. He is retrograde in Taurus energy. He is supposed to be showing us where it is that we are too attached to some physical items, physical entities, physical titles, possessions, relationships. Taurus energy is very much the physical realm, and Uranus energy wants us to change, wants us to kind of free ourselves from those heavy weighted attachments in order for us to actually be able to move on. The Taurus energy is a fixed energy, which means that even if we're uncomfortable, we really don't want to change. And that Uranian energy, which is electric in nature, is just trying to shock the hell out of us, break us free from some of the things that are literally blocking our blessings. Now, the moon and being in Aries energy, we're ready to move on. We're actually impatient as F. We're frustrated as hell because we're not able to move on as quickly as we would like. We are actually being stunted in the actions that we are able to take, and we are being pushed inward to kind of deal with the changes, the transformations that need to happen on the heart level, on the soul level, on the head and mental level first, before we're going to be seeing those changes actually manifest in our physical realm. The moon goes ahead, sextiles Mars, its ruler, who is retrograde in Gemini energy. Sextile is a very good energy. It means that we are being inspired. We are being motivated. We are being activated to be hell-bent damn well and determined that we are going to make a change, that we are choosing a brand new path, a brand new reality, that we are aligning with a vision, with an idea, with a dream that up until this point, we weren't even sure that we even cared for anymore. And I would say that, there is a small chance that this particular energy, if you're not in the highest vibration, could fester as anger, frustration, and aggression. But because this is a sextile and we are leaning more into the positive qualities of both energies, I would say that we have some really good ideas. We have some really good thoughts. We have some really good focus on what it is that we want to accomplish. And we are feeling fired up and all riled up in the heart space in order to do what needs to be done to make some of these dreams, these ideas, these thoughts, these visions actually come to life. The moon goes ahead, sextile Saturn. This is another beautiful interaction with the Lord of Karma himself, who is in Aquarius energy. Saturn is here to show us what it is that we need to build, what it is that we need to create, to build the bridge to get us away from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be. A lot of this has to do with following our own heart, our own wants, our own needs, our own desires. Why? Because we should have learned over the past 5 months where it is that giving up our own wants, needs, and desires to do what we think other people want us to do or what we think other people expect us to do, where that has actually gotten us, which is absolutely nowheres. We've built up some guilt, some resentment, some hatred towards other people for not being as grateful for our actions, our sacrifices as they should be. But did they know that we were giving up what it is that we wanted to do for ourselves in order to make them happy? Even if they did they ask us to do so? Nope. That is a role of responsibility that we need to take upon ourselves. And Saturn, being the Lord of Karma, ruling over new structures, new foundations, new routines in life, are pushing us to see where it is that we've outgrown some roles, some responsibilities, some commitments, some obligations, and where it is that we are being invited to initiate a brand new chapter of putting ourselves first. So Venus is going to bump into Uranus in a very positive way. I love this for a couple of reasons. Let me break it down. First of all, Venus being in Sag energy, we are flying high. We want to have fun. We are on a quest of new truth, new mission, new purpose. We are I'm going to say, evaluating who and what is important to us. And this Uranian energy is trying to show us where some sudden changes are needed. Now, we might have dreamed too big of a dream for ourselves in this Sag energy, but nonetheless, we're still riding with it. We have no reason not to ride with it. But this Uranian energy kind of gives us a wild card energy. You could find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right kinds of people. You could find yourself in the right place at the right time to actually have an opportunity to increase your income, your worth. You could just be in the right place at the right time to be feeling all of the positive vibes of your latest upgrade. Because of course, through eclipse season, through Scorpio season, we all kind of upgraded. And now we are starting to see the big picture form. But again, where this Uranian energy is concerned, it's like there's an aha moment, there's an idea, there's an inspiration, there's an opportunity, there's a meet point that absolutely changes the course of what it is that we're going to pour our time, our energy into from here. And I think that this is a very positive energy for us to see where it is that change is calling our name. At 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Neptune going direct in Pisces energy. That, of course, is its place of power. Now, it is going direct at 22 degrees in Pisces, which is super freaking interesting, seeing as 22 degrees is a master number. 22 degrees, we are definitely getting to work, building and creating a new path for ourselves. If you listen to the Neptune astro forecast, you would know that we are moving forward with new dreams, with new ideas, with new creativity. We are enlightened beings. We have reached a new level of awareness. We have new abilities coming online. And the fact that we are moving direct now means that this is no longer an internalized journey of dealing with the harsh truth of reality. And instead, we get to start painting a beautiful picture for ourselves, what it is that we want to manifest, what it is that we want to create. And at 22 degrees, we definitely have a lot of soul energy pushing us to do just that. The moon is going to trine Venus. This is a beautiful, beautiful vibe. We have this fire on fire energy from the Aries and Sagittarius energy that the moon and Venus are currently in. Emotionally speaking, we are feeling very good, very optimistic, very positive, very aggressive to go after our passions and our desires. We are identifying what those passions and desires are. We are identifying what it is that we emotionally need from ourselves, from the people around us, to feel safe and secure and supported in life. Again, we are on a new mission. We are seeking a new purpose. We are seeking a new quest because we're standing in a brand new truth. And the truth of our emotions and what it is that we actually want for ourselves, what makes us happy, what brings us joy, what gives us a sense of pleasure is coming very, very clear. Again, Sag energy, big picture. Problem with the big picture? Well, we're not focused on the details on how it is that we're going to get there. That is going to come in a couple of days when we see these inner planets shift into Capricorn energy. The moon in Aries is going to bump into Neptune, now direct, trying to come out of its unconscious sleep, its unconscious slumber. We are going to have to give it a little bit of time before we are going to be feeling the full effects of alchemizing to Neptune now being direct. But having the moon and Neptune come together in this way, especially in the not so nice aspect, we might be a little bit challenged for A, aligning with our higher selves, B, really listening to our intuition, and C, being able to actually think clearly and feel clearly. We may actually be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Now that's okay. Doesn't matter. We have this fire energy from the moon being in Aries to have us cut the cord with the negative, the not so nice, the heavier weighted thoughts and emotions that are holding us back and really preventing us from tapping into this new level, this new frequency, this new vibration, warrior spirit of just wanting to move forward. And we might find that in our outer realm, We just may not be sure on what it is that we should do from here. There is a level of confusion that takes over when Neptune is involved, especially coming out of a retrograde and going direct. And we have this agitation, this frustration, this little bit of aggression and anger coming from this Aries energy, from not being able to take action out in the real world. And instead, we have to internalize that energy. So we're looking to resolve some of our emotional upsets within us, and just having this fogginess, this lack of clarity, this lack of connection with our intuition that Neptune is all about may just push us into a funk for just a moment, because we're not able to see clearly. We're not able to really kind of think clearly either. And we just have a whole bunch of energy that needs to get out, and no clear channel, no healthy channel, in order for us to exert that energy out in the real world. Now, the sun in Sag energy semi-squares, which is a little bit of a tension point, with Pluto, the great transformer, who is in Capricorn energy. So this is a semi-square. So this is a little bit of a tension, a little bit of conflict. We might not like it, may not feel good, but this is where aha moments emerge. This is where we are aware of what it is that needs to change. Now, the sun is shining a bright light in this Sag energy on the path forward of this great big vision, this great big dream of the possibilities of the future. Problem is, we're not very focused. We have no clue how to get there. We just know that we're riding high and we're just living in fantasy land right now. We're trying to stay optimistic and positive about what is to come, with no proof or evidence for us being in that state of, I'm going to say, positivity and confidence. Now, Pluto over here is all about transformation, yes, but tends to take us on a little bit of a trip down memory lane where pain and trauma is suffering is concerned, especially from the latest spiritual life lessons that were thrown our way. Why? Because we should have learned where it is that we needed to boss up, where it is that we need to take our power back, where it is that we need to control our inner realm and control the elements in our external realm in order to make things happen. We're tired of sitting back and letting things happen to us. We want to get out in the world. We actually want to make things happen in our favor. And this particular energy is a little bit conflicting, because, of course, Pluto is in Capricorn energy, which is very grounded, very realistic, very logical, very practical, very orderly. And the Sag energy that the sun is in is none of those things. So it's almost like we are being asked to pump the brakes on our optimism, on our confidence, on what we actually think is possible, because we're biting off more than we can chew in an unrealistic and unachievable way. And Pluto is like, damn, y'all need to come back down to earth. You need to get a grip. Okay, you need to understand what you actually have power and control over, right? Living in imaginary land, living in fantasy land, you don't have control over that. What you do have control over is manipulating the here and now in order to align with a vision and a dream that could possibly be brought into manifestation and into this reality if you do the work. So this is illuminating for us, A, what needs to change, and B, where it is that we need to be a little bit more grounded and practical in creating a new fantasy realm, in a dream, in a vision realm for us to actually get excited about. The last thing we got going on here today is the moon in Aries energy, trining with Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, who is in Sag energy. Again, some fire on fire action. We have the moon, which is our heart space. We have Mercury, which is our head space, getting along, jiving with one another. What is this doing for us? It is pumping us the F up. We are highly motivated. We are highly inspired. We want to get to work. We want to build something new. We want to move on. We want to create a new reality. And what are we doing? Well, we're not doing much of anything out in the external realm because we're blocked from doing so. So what we're doing is we're sitting with ourselves. We're sorting our thoughts out. We're sorting our feelings out. It may be very hard because energy coming from the fire realm is very sporadic. It sparks, right? There's a little bit of an explosion, and then it's just a steady flame. It's all over the place. But what we can do is work on cultivating that flame, making sure that that flame stays very bright, very big, very steady. How do we do that? We control our thoughts and our emotions. We have Mercury in Sag just all over the place, scatterbrained as hell, unfocused, focused on nothing good, just what could be. Nothing real, just what is possible. And we have this Aries energy just all riled up with a new zest for life, doesn't want to look back, just wants to move forward, a little bit aggravated that we're not able to make as much progress in our physical realms as we would like at this point in time. But guess what? There is a whole hell of a lot of change going on in our inner realms, and that is good for us because we have to get our heart and our head in agreement before we can go ahead and engage the body to take physical action in our exterior realm. And just heads up and disclaimer here, if you haven't listened to December's energy forecast, if you haven't listened to your zodiac forecast, you probably should, because we're building towards a full moon in Gemini. That is right. This is a boiling point. This is a release point. This is a purge point. This is our very last full moon of the year. And having our heart and our head get on the same page under this fire energy is exactly the energy that we need as we enter into what is going to be a very, very intense energetic week for us.